Hi, this is Jen with Rosen Collection. Today I'm going to unbox a SewTech Magnetic Embroidery Hoop. This will be used on my Brother PE800. And so, box is pretty secure. No damage on the corners from shipping, so that's always good. And got a little instruction book. Has the user instructions. And tells about how best to use, store, and hoop on different embroidery projects. And looks like magnets are a couple different styles. For one, the flat, and then there's this one here. What's great about this type of hoop is you can actually take projects like a dog leash and actually be able to still hoop it without having to try to clamp it down. So this style here with this fits right over those dog leashes. So I'll go ahead and remove that. I might try to post a video on how to do a dog leash down the road here. So those stack pretty nicely. They do kind of tend to bite while stacking them there, and that's from a good distance away. So this has a good way to line up. Has nice raised bumps to find the center of each hoop, so you don't have to go and measure it and find it yourself. Apply the stickers. It's actually through the metal, and it has a nice plastic glide, so it's not scraping up the machine. And this does not have any numbers on it. It does actually have the part number for the hoop itself, so if you have different ones, you'll be able to tell what it goes to. You can see there's marking points to find the exact center. That's kind of nice. There's some along the edges as well, and then the whole slot to be able to lift that. So the nice thing about these and having the felt is that you'll be able to snap it straight down to the hoop and not have to fight getting it off. Yeah, so I will go ahead and try getting some projects going. Alright, I'm going to show you how to hoop a beanie hat with the SewTech 5x7 hoop that has the individual magnets. So instead of doing hoop burn or something along those lines with the damage to the fabric due to manually putting a hoop down, it also helps to be able to only have the portion where you need it to be magnetic, because something like a beanie hat, it has a thickness to it, so it would end up sitting not flush. So individual magnets are a great way to do that. I'll be using the Stay Perfect sticky stabilizer for the back portion for this stabilizer. It's a medium weight, and I went ahead and marked the center, made a little smiley face so you can watch how I go and hoop that. So this is the way I'd want the design to be. So when you go in this way, you'll see that it'll be right side up. So first I will start by stabilizing the back portion. I went ahead and cut a portion of the stabilizer that I needed, bigger than I needed, so I'm going to cut it down just a little bit so I don't have the crazy overhang with it. No, I think I did it too short. Let me grab another piece. Alright, so this is the Stay Perfect Peel and Stick Stabilizer medium weight. And that came from Sewing Machines Plus. The hoop was sent to me by SewTech to do some videos on it. So I am doing this not for any money, just the showing off the product. So this will be the first time I've actually used it. I've been using some of the other magnetic frames, but I have not tried one that has the individual magnets, so I'm interested to see how this all works out. So the peel and stick sticky side is going to be on the back of the area that I want. And so you'll see the smiley face guy, that there. And I'm going to lay that guy down, kind of peel him back. I'm going to start with the side magnets. So this guy's nice because it makes it easier to lift the magnets off. It also makes it easy to grip the side of the hoop, so you can kind of slide it along there. Probably should have had these separate. That guy's a flat one. So same thing with this other side. And I'm going to go down to the bottom. Hopefully you can see me do this. And slide that down. Let's see if I can get, I'm only going to be able to get, only going to be able to get 2 down to the sides. So, and then this, you know what, I bet I can use these to also stack and kind of keep this pulled back. I think I found another little, whoop. It's one thing about working with magnets is they do tend to snap back here. So maybe I'll do one there to keep that. And one there. That'll probably be too high for the machine. So maybe do one here and one underneath. See if that's too close together with the other ones. If not, I'll just use my binder clips to kind of clip that back. But so there we go. So it is pretty flat on the back there. Alright, let me get the machine out and we'll do some embroidery. Alright, I got my PE800 pulled out here. I'm going to go ahead and put my hoop on. And so I slide it underneath there. And I did go ahead and pin that instead of using the magnets just because of the angle. I was worried about it shifting and popping off. Let's see here. And kind of hard to see. The hoop does have a lower notch below the plastic. So if I pull up on it a little bit, it is snapped in there. And I'm going to go ahead and set that up. I moved nicely with that. I'm going to go ahead and use some white thread. I always like to have that open so I can see if there's any issues with that. I'm going to do a simple mom. Yeah, I just need to get this set up here. Location. And that is at the bottom of the hoop, so that is to be expected. Might move it over a little bit just to have it centered. The PE800 does not have a laser, so I do go by the look of the and placement of the needle on it, and then I do always love to go and check that the design is going to fit where I want it to. In fact, I might do it a little bit larger. Let's see. Size. Here, I'm going to end. It. Check that location again. This is always why I draw like a little picture or something on there to see the right side up. So you start thinking, okay, what if I need to put this upside down? You'll end up having wow instead of mom. So let's go ahead and get that going. I am going to add a little bit of topper to this just because it is a knit fabric. So I'm going to find that here. Very quick. And really, I've had this topper for a very long time. It is water soluble, and I do not recall the brand of it because I've had it for probably 7 years or so. It always helps that fabric not to lay down too tightly whenever needing to do a knit or a plushy type fabric. And now I am trying to find my tape. And probably should have put this on before I put it in here, but I do need to remove my sticker. Let's see if we can move that a little bit. I'm trying to find something to help me reach underneath here. And oh no. Ooh, that pulled on that fabric a little more than I wanted to. I didn't think it was that sticky. Alright. So I just use painter's tape and I take a few pieces of that to tape that down. That did not tear as nicely as I would like. Just kind of slide it underneath there. Again, this should be underneath the magnets. I just tend to kind of hold it down a little more. Again, I haven't tried this. Another piece didn't stick. I would be careful of sticking anything to the fuzzy part of the hoop, as it will could possibly damage that velvet feeling on that. So I will go ahead and get this started here. Let me see if I can drop this down just a little more so you can see underneath. And drop my thing and get that going. And I do like to stop and trim any threads, at least a little shorter so it doesn't get too caught up in things. kind of lightly touch that down. Now you can also do a box around item to keep this down as well. Again, this is the SewTech 5x7, part number is SA444MK. It has the individual magnets for the magnetic hooping frame. I'm using it on my PE800. It's a Brother machine. They do have them for other models. This is probably one of the cheapest, I wouldn't say cheapest, lower costing magnetic hoops. Definitely opens up a few more items to being able to embroider. I'm excited to try doing a dog leash. See how that goes. Do you see that magnet slid a little bit? It's probably the tape that I had. I try not to tape it directly to the magnets, but more to the hat. Almost done there. Alright. Here we go. Go ahead and remove this. And bump the camera a little bit. So we are there. Let me go ahead and reposition everything and we'll remove it from the hoop. Alright. Try to get that there. I still got my machine sitting right here next to it. So blocking a little bit of my light. So I'll go ahead and start by removing the things that I added after I had it hooped. There was some clear plastic that was over those magnets. I did not realize that. And I'll go ahead and pull the clear topper off. And again, I think some of those moved from me. There's the front, and then the back. And first things first, I am going to move those needles because I will forget they're there. And just the 4 magnets. And I do like the sticky stabilizer because it doesn't slide around, or you don't have to use spray adhesive. And I could peel that off a little bit more and clean that up. But there we go. I'll have to get my little tiny scissors there. But they did great. So I will have the information in the description below for where to find the SewTech hoop. I just realized you couldn't see that. Again, I really think it'll open up a lot of doors on what I can do with a flatbed embroidery machine. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.